All right. So, how did you end up at Loyola?
How did I end up at Loyola? Actually, I was down here on my postdoctoral fellowship, and when that came to an end, I took a position as director of research at a IO firm in New Jersey, in Princeton, New Jersey, where I was their director of research and development. And I thought it'd be interesting to try the business world out, psychology in the business context, but I didn't really like it very much. So I was interested in, because I was commuting from here to New Jersey and back. And that was a real drag, real fast. So actually they put a position out for, I think Loyola wanted director of research. And I applied for that. And they called me and interviewed and came down here and gave a job talk. Very interesting experience. And they didn't hire anybody, but they asked me if I'd like to teach adjunct. And I figured, well, I could do that. It would be nice to get my foot in the door. And they had me teach psych testing from 9 to 10:30. From 9 to 11, and then from 7 to 9.
Oh, yeah, big chunk of time in between.
Oh yeah, big chunk of time in between. So I did that for a semester, and that went okay. And then did it for the following semester, because I was doing up there and down here. Then they had offered me a core faculty position, which I took for 3 years, and that turned into a full-time position. So just stayed in there. I liked the idea of looking at spirituality from a psychological point of view. It's interesting being the psychologist and getting the psychological training, how little attention and emphasis is really given to spirituality. I mean, none. I shouldn't say little, there's no emphasis. It's not talked about, it's not discussed. Religion, spirituality is a topic that's completely and absolutely alien to all the psychological training that I've gotten. Even when my undergraduate degree was at Iona College. Iona College, when I was there in the 70s, had the premier program in pastoral counseling. They offered a master's. I didn't even know they had that program until I was like a junior or senior at the place. I thought that was really exciting, that pastoral counseling. It's like, wow. Looking at integrating psychology and theology, I thought it was a very interesting thing. But I even expressed an interest about wanting to do a master's degree in that program, but I was really discouraged because it's only for clergy, and it's like, oh, okay, sorry. Then I went to BU, and BU, it's interesting. They have the Danielson Institute there, and I knew about the Danielson. That was one of a placement for a number of our clinical students, but I never knew that it was a pastoral counseling place until I was graduating. That was for pastoral counseling. I was like, wow. And it was just amazing, just the complete lack of anything. And then when this position at Loyola opened up, it was very interesting to want to step into that. It's like, yeah, let's see how these things go together, And it was just mind-blowing being there, because it was like a whole different framework opened up on all of this. Like someone, for example, Richard Gorsuch. Okay, now I learned a lot about Richard Gorsuch in graduate school because he was a quantitative psychologist. He wrote one of the classic textbooks on factor analysis. So I met him at APA one time because he wrote this program, Mini Malt or whatever, that did a lot of different kinds of data analyses, etc. And I read his stuff from a quantitative point of view, but yet when I got here to Loyola to realize that this guy had a whole second life in the area of psychology of religion, just blew me away. I mean, just blew me away. I didn't think that someone like Gorsuch, this quantitative guy, was doing work in this area. And just all the people and all the information that was going on there was just mind-blowing to me. It just expanded my awareness that, wow, I didn't even realize this whole area was there. Had been there for a long time. And that my education, especially in graduate school, which I thought, it was a very good training in graduate school. I thought very complete, very thorough, but to have left out this whole block as if it never existed, to me, I thought was a little bit of a tragedy that it just never was talked about. But it's an interesting way of, it's just an interesting experience. It's a wonderful thing.